Hey fellow comrades, welcome back. Today we're gonna be having ourselves a match against a player called Pierre. This match happened on Saturday, it happened on Skype, and it was a really good match. So hope you guys will enjoy this match as much as I did. Anyways, my opponent here is gonna lead with Clefable, his Knight in Shining Armor, his Dragon Slayer. Surprisingly, I don't see any armor involved, but that's how it works, in gaming world. The less armor you have at your disposal, the more defense you have. At least that's how it works in, from the female side of role playing. Anyways, I'm gonna switch out to Klefki, expecting the Toxic or the possible Moonblast straight out the bat. But he doesn't go for either of those two. He switches out to his Chansey, and afterwards he switches out to his Mandibuzz, which was really surprising because this is kind of allowing me to put up all sorts of stuff such as spikes and screens. And I'm not really scared of Mandibuzz because majority of them in the few duration I've been facing have been running Toxic and mostly Toxic, Roost, Whirlwind and Braybird and so forth, but with the Reflect I'm not really scared of one. So he directly switches out to his Gengar, realizing that doesn't want to play any more games. But again, I do have the light screen up, so Gengar, priority screen. In this case, Klefki isn't really too scared of this guy, so I can just go for the foul play, get some heavy damage in there. But this Gengar probably runs Timid Nature, which means minus attack, and that's why foul play is doing that amount of HP damage. Still, in this case, he's just gonna protect. Again, the thing is that in this case, protect isn't really benefiting him much, and I don't really know why he would run protect. I guess for some scouting purpose, and maybe if he's like facing a choice Pokemon, that kind of makes sense. But at the same time, I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, Gengar still has that fourth option on the move slot that it can kind of cover. The fourth option is kind of like a filler to a certain extent. It depends. For now, he realized that Gengar cannot really handle Klefki one-on-one, so he decided to switch out to his Dragonite. I'm gonna go for the Reflect. Afterwards, I'm gonna switch out to my Fairy type, being that Earthquake is the only type move, the strongest move he can go for right now. I can probably take that reasonably well and retaliate with my Fairy type move. Now the problem here is that this Pokemon I'm using here is actually my in-game Pokemon, so all the EVs that have been put towards this Pokemon have been gained by facing some wild encounters as well as facing some NPCs. So its EVs definitely not in his favor, as well as his IVs are not the best, as well as actually it's modest nature, so that's pretty much the best catch I got. That was a little bit lucky. But in the competitive scenes, it's pretty much a gamble. So this is what's happening right now. He does have the Unaware, which means that all this Calm Mind support is really not gonna be benefiting me much. But that crit is definitely appreciated because it does a considerable amount. If I were to predict that crit, I would probably go for the stronger move, but I was trying to gain some HP. Still, I did gain a considerable amount. He did go directly for the Moonblast. That's a lot of damage to me, to where I will definitely need to switch out and preserve. I can, stay in and die, or I can switch out and have it for a late game fodder, considering if the story mode Pokemon is not going to be giving me much, I may as well have him as a death fodder later on and play accordingly to that. So definitely some usage out of that if he's not going to have any sort of other usage as I'm seeing it right now. It's just there really. Anyways, Mega Gengar on the switch. He was firing the Sludge Bomb. He directly switches out to his Mandibuzz, and checking out damage with the lefty support with a poison. Of course, it's still not gonna be enough, and I don't want to risk anything like a certain foul play or dark pulse or who knows what else. I've seen U-turn from now, and he did go for the U-turn again. So that was an excellent move, realizing I'm not gonna stay in. I don't want to take any damage, unnecessary damage, when I can just switch out this and resist the dark type moves and pretty much retaliate with a Fairy type, which he is weak to. But with the help of U-turn scouting, he can switch out his what is this Pokemon called? Greninja, I believe. Yeah, we're just gonna call it Greninja. Hopefully it is the right pronunciation. Greninja Pokemon is gonna go for U-turn against my my Goodra. Very good damage considering that Goodra's special defense is off the charts. It was a really good move on his behalf to go for the physical type, and with the help of the ability, he did hit me for quite a reasonable amount there. Still, I'm just gonna go for the Dragon Pulse on the switch as he switches out to his Mandibuzz. And here is where I make an excellent move. I'm gonna try to explain this. So I switch out to Klefki. There's a reason why. He's gonna go for the Fog. He's gonna clear the field out of all the entry hazards. This is what the Fog does. It clears both sides of the fields of entry hazards. So it's like a broom just going through the stage and pretty much clearing everything in sight. The reason I switch out to Klefki and I didn't take down this Pokemon with Gudra is because Dragonite could have switched in. It can even potentially outspeed, and it will probably take the Dragon Pulse out of, you know, at the amount of HP he's at. So my best choice was to switch out to Klefki and afterwards face the Dragonite head on, because this way I cannot risk, you know, I don't have to risk a possible Earthquake on the switch, which would have done a lot. And I need that screens. I need the screen support as I'm facing this guy one-on-one, because again, Gudra's defense is definitely not on par with her special defense, and Earthquake could have been a possibility. So definitely something to consider, and definitely a good move on my behalf to just switch out to Klefki and not allow Gudra to take down that Mandibuzz, having the chance to come in with Dragonite easily and maybe even set up on me. But that was not the case. I switch out to my Talonflame. Now I made a mistake. I put an item on my Talonflame, which was a big no considering I'm running Acrobatics, and Acrobatics is only half power when it's holding an item. That's not Flying Gem, of course. So that was a huge mistake on my behalf. But as of right now, it does kind of make the whole you know, the whole switching to Kangaskhan, Chansey, switch now to this. I will have to definitely approach this situation a little bit differently, but the problem is Earthquake is doing no damage. Look at that amount of damage. That was actually surprising. I know it's got Unaware, and I know the whole attack boost is negated, but that Earthquake really did pathetic. That Earthquake did no damage. I'm heavily invested in attack. I believe I'm 252 attack, so that really surprised me there a little bit. Anyways, the guy's gonna go directly for the Wish. I believe he did have the Calm Mind up, if I'm not mistaken. So with the Calm Mind support, kind of scared that he may take this, and afterwards it could have been a Protect Wish. You know, it could have been a painful situation. Well, actually, probably not Protect, but the Wish could have been a painful situation. Now, luckily, it was enough to take him down one shot, which was a little bit surprising, because I know Clefable's special defense with Calm Mind is nothing to mess around with. But I switch out to my Gudra, you know, after he switches out, makes a really risky approach with his own Mega Gengar, trying to maybe even play with a possible Speed Tie, or this is what I was trying to get at, considering that nobody would have switched in if he doesn't have perfect speed, because that is the only way he will play with the Speed Tie. But Gudra is going to be taken down, Klefki is going to come in, put up some more screen support. Priority screen is very important. It's going to make my Talonflame survive his Shadow Ball, and I can appropriately handle this. So what I'm actually expecting here is him switching out to his Chansey. So I'm gonna go for the Sword Dance, which was a really good move, because I believe even with the light screen, Shadow Ball can still two-shot my Talonflame, and you know, Acrobatics is only half power right now. So that was definitely a risky move on my behalf, but it makes it was a risky move that was rewarded at the end. I'm gonna go for my final Tailwind to try to support. He's gonna switch out his Greninja again, go directly for Skull, take me out, light screen or not. With the help of all the recall, it's no question this thing is gonna be enough to take me out. And the reason I didn't go for the attack move is because, again, he resists my Flare Blitz, and stuff would have really not work. In this case, Mega Gengar's gotta come in. The whole Tailwind is gonna make Mega Gengar speed off the charts. It's got the speed that it cannot be matched. It simply cannot be matched by, you know, prankster stuff, yes, but outside of that, really no. It's too much speed. It makes it a possible Speed Tie, not really a Speed Tie. That's very important, and that is what I was kind of going towards. Sludge Bomb was actually enough against Greninja, which kind of put me off a little bit, but I guess it's running a minus special defense nature, considering it's got U-turn, and makes perfect sense after that. But Dragonite is gonna get outspeeded easily, Tailwind or not, and that's gonna be a 2-0 score at the end of the game. So hope you guys have enjoyed this match as much as I did. That was a really good match to my opponent Pierre. Hope to battle you again, and if you did enjoy this match, give it a like. Thank you very much guys for your continued support, and until next time, take care. Peace.